Behind Led Zeppelin's towering legacy, one man stood at the helm, Jimmy Page, the genius who reshaped rock music. But beneath his iconic status, Page carried a secret, a grudge that no one saw coming. Now, at 81, he's finally revealing the 6 legendary guitarists he secretly despised. And trust me, the twist is shocking. These weren't just rival musicians, they were men who mocked, sidelined, and even betrayed him, all while the world assumed they were brothers in arms. What follows is a journey through jealousy, bitterness, and unspoken animosities. Let's start with number 1, Eric Clapton. The rival Page could never forgive. Page didn't need Clapton to say a word. It was all in the look. The rivalry began at the Marquee Club in 1964 when someone joked that Page was catching up to Clapton. Clapton overheard and flashed a smirk, sparking a bitter feud. In the early 60s, Clapton was the golden boy, and Page could only watch as fans wrote, "Clapton is God" on walls. Though Page respected his talent, Clapton's arrogance quickly soured their relationship. When Clapton quit the Yardbirds in 1965, furious over their pop direction, the band turned to Page. Clapton, enraged, started calling him a studio vulture. By 1967, Clapton swooped in and stole drummer Jim Gordon from a project Page was working on. Page was blindsided and told an engineer, "Eric needs a new band every year because he drains the last one dry." In 1968, Clapton jabbed Page on BBC saying, "Some players use effects when their fingers don't have much to say." When Zeppelin exploded in 1969, Clapton dismissed their sound as just noise, and Page started calling him a blues museum guide. The rivalry peaked backstage at Madison Square Garden in 1975. Clapton saw Page, muttered, "Not tonight," and turned away. Page silently left. Years later, their feud remains unresolved. No handshake, no respect, just an enduring rivalry that never healed. Number 2, Jimi Hendrix. A genius who triggered Page's deepest jealousy. It wasn't a rivalry born from competition. It was a jealousy so strong, it hit like a punch to the gut. When Jimi Hendrix arrived in London in late 1966, the city couldn't stop talking about him, and that was the problem. From the moment Hendrix hit the stage at the Scotch of St. James, Page could feel the shift. No one was talking about his sessions anymore. It was all about this new American guitarist. A week later, when Hendrix played the Bag o' Nails, Page's friends couldn't stop repeating the same line. "He makes everyone else sound careful." Page tried to ignore it, but the jealousy was impossible to shake. One musician recalled Page muttering, "He shows up for one night and everyone forgets the last 10 years. Then came March 31st, 1967, the night Hendrix set his guitar on fire at the Astoria Theater. The crowd went wild. Page, watching from the sidelines, muttered, "So now it's all about bonfires?" To Page, it seemed like a stunt, a spectacle. Hendrix, in contrast, tried to be respectful, asking Page about his recording techniques, but Page was cold, offering only short, dismissive answers. According to Page's friends, he later described Hendrix's style as chaos disguised as brilliance. Hendrix, ever the cool customer, shrugged it off. When Hendrix died in 1970, the rock world expected Page to join the tributes. He didn't. No words of praise. For many close to him, it was clear Page couldn't honor the man who had, in his eyes, replaced him in the hearts of an entire generation. Number 3, Keith Richards, the Rolling Stone who irked Jimmy Page to no end. When Keith Richards called Led Zeppelin a bit of a joke, it sealed his rivalry with Jimmy Page. It wasn't just about music, it was a clash of philosophies, and Richards' dismissal felt personal. Their animosity started in the late 60s, when both bands dominated but with vastly different approaches. Richards, the raw architect of the Rolling Stones, favored simplicity. Page, a visionary, thrived on complexity and technical mastery. In 1969, a journalist asked Richards about Page's work on Dazed and Confused. Richards smirked and said, "Great player, shame he hides behind production." Word spread fast, and Page's icy response was, "Keith thinks 5 chords make him Chuck Berry." the rivalry was sealed. In 1973, Richards called Zeppelin's sound overbearing, and Page fired back, saying he confuses minimalism with laziness. Their most charged moment came backstage in 1975 when Page walked into the room while Richards criticized bands who steal blues riffs and drown them in echo. The silence between them spoke volumes. In the 80s and 90s, Richards kept throwing jabs at Zeppelin, but Page stayed silent in public, choosing instead to shut Richards out of his life. Even now, despite many old rivalries fading, this one endures. Richards still tosses small digs, while Page keeps a deliberate distance. It's a rivalry that refuses to die. Number 4. Eddie Van Halen, the prodigy who triggered Page's worst fears. When Eddie Van Halen's debut album dropped in 1978, the music world shifted, and not in a way Jimmy Page could accept. Eddie represented a new generation of guitarists focused on speed and technical prowess, making Page feel irrelevant. Suddenly, young guitarists worldwide were replicating Eddie's tapping technique, not the layered mysticism Page was known for. Page heard whispers like, "Have you heard Eruption?" and saw Eddie's face on magazine covers. He was blindsided. Page dismissed it as circus tricks, his fear of being overshadowed by flashy techniques showing through. The tension escalated in 1979 when Page mocked Eddie's tapping as desperate. By 1980, when Eruption played in a studio, Page snapped, muttering, "I've had enough of bedroom gymnastics." When Eddie passed in 2020, Page offered condolences but kept his distance. The silence said it all. Eddie wasn't just a rival, he was the shift in music Page wished never happened. Number 5. Ritchie Blackmore, the mirror that Jimmy Page hated seeing. From the moment comparisons between Jimmy Page and Ritchie Blackmore started circulating, Page was turned off. By 1970, Deep Purple's In Rock and Led Zeppelin's 2 were both dominating the headlines. Page didn't mind competition, but Blackmore's arrogance grated on him. Blackmore played like every note was a weapon, and he acted like he invented the guitar itself. In 1971, when someone joked that Blackmore had outdone all of England's guitarists, Page shot back, "If he wants a sword fight, he should join the circus." It wasn't a joke. It was Page's disdain for Blackmore's theatrical style. In 1974, Blackmore mocked Page's production style, saying, "Take away the echo and you've got a different guitarist entirely." That comment hit Page hard. Their rivalry peaked later that year at Musicland Studios in Munich. When Blackmore showed up unexpectedly, Page stood up, grabbed his coat, and left without a word. As he walked out, he muttered, "I'm not sticking around for costume rehearsals." The truth? They were too alike. Obsessive, perfectionist, and both uncomfortable with the other's style. Even years later, they kept their distance at industry events. No handshake, no photo, just cold silence. Now that Jimmy Page has finally revealed the 6 guitarists he secretly despised, which feud shocked you the most, and why? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're hungry for more hidden rock stories, rivalries, and untold legends, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. The next revelation might be even more jaw-dropping.